funny thing about me is, and that's I wrote a book called "I Refuse to Quit: The Autobiography of a Dreamer." I literally refuse to quit. I think I'm psychotically broken. Like, you know how easy it is for some people to give up? Well, whatever that thing is when people meet resistance and they just say, oh man, forget it or fuck it or whatever, right? It's some chemical or whatever in my mind where I don't know how to stop. Like, you know what I mean? Like the same whatever that pressure is that make a person give up, like I can't take no more. I be like, I can't stop, even when the bricks fall down on me. So no, I didn't come home. I stayed out there and I was like, LA is for me. This is where I'm gonna get my money. This is where everything is gonna turn around for me. And it did. I hung in. I refused to quit, and that's where I am now. I'm back. I'm straight. No complaints. I'm immensely blessed. I'm not, you know what I mean? Everything is super good, but I just hung in, man. And for me, the tough times make me stronger, and I know I talk to a lot of people. I'm a speaker, I talk to a lot of people, man, because I think I figured out how to get to your dreams. I think I figured that out, and if I can talk to you long enough, I can tell you or share with you some ways to get over whatever the roadblocks or the hurdles are for you to get to your thing. Because there's no one way to that thing. So you can't even let somebody tell you, oh man, you got to do this, that, and the third. Yeah, that's great. That works for you. But this guy, I like to say I have terms like going over and under. Because some people can just walk through a fence. But then another person might have to go over the fence. Then there's this other guy that's really abstract. He might go under the fence. But everybody ended up on the other side. And that's the whole goal, was to end up on the other side. So, that's just how I like live my life like that. Like, I'm going to end up on the other side. In terms of like this business, music and entertainment as a whole, because music entertainment, it's all the same thing. Having a proper mindset is ultra, super ridiculously important, simply because you got to realize that even in becoming hot or popping or even getting a little success, right? That's always gonna get bigger than what you really are. Like, the hype is always bigger. Like, and it's as funny as it sounds on some PE shit. Like, don't believe the hype. You cannot believe the hype, because as the day or moment that you believe the hype, or as we say, like, you start smelling yourself, that's when the whole thing falls apart, because it's like an energy. I deal with energy, wavelength, and frequency. That's how I operate. Like, I operate with higher self, not lower self. So in all of those ways I'm carrying myself or trying to carry myself, I tell a person, you will make it through things when, like, and don't take yourself so serious. Because, like, one of the things I like to say, and just in reference to anybody trying to get it, it's a lot of cats I meet along the way, and I've done more than the average human in this business, and still I'm not one of the people that people are talking about every day. But and because of that, I'm not arrogant either. I'm not out here like, I run with so-and-so. I did this, that, and the third. I was a part of that. Nah, man, those are just notches on your belt to get you to where you're trying to go. Because you gotta keep your mind right, because especially when you go into these places like Los Angeles, that I like to say gives you it's a lot of, I say it with access comes excess. When you have access, when you make it to a certain point and you have access to things, a lot of excess comes with that. And what I mean excess is, we'll speak, because I'm a man, I'll just go from a man's perspective. With heavy access, now you got access to you got excessive women in your life now. You are exposed to, like, drugs. You're exposed to, and I'm just gonna keep it 100. There's two sides of this entertainment industry. There's the light side, and then there's the dark side. And you gonna come to this crossroad, and this thing is real. Like, you can choose all that glitters and playing this game and wanting to look a certain way or play up this whole thing, and you'll get caught in what I call the dark side. And that's the place where you hear people talking about selling your soul and all of this kind of thing, right? And I think they got a misconception with selling your soul too. It's just not like actual, in a sense, your spirit is leaving your body, but it's not something, you know, you're not actually making a deal with the devil. I mean, if you believe the devil, I just think the devil is just like how Jay-Z played on words with his first album, The Evils. I think the devil is the evils, you know. So whatever is considered or feels wrong or evil, that is the devil. That's how I look at it as a spiritual man. But I say that, you know, you're gonna be tempted. That's what I want to say, why you gotta have your mind right, because you're gonna be tempted. And the one thing, unfortunately, for my people, and I just keep it 100, for black people, is money. And once somebody can show you some money, you ready to give up anything for that. You ready to give up your sexuality. You ready to give up. And it sounds funny. It sounds like, oh, not me. I never do this. But man, it's a lot going on the other side of the industry. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta have your mind right. And having your mind right is just actually it's something as simple as just knowing who you are. Because if you know who you are, then you know the boundaries that you're not gonna cross, you know. And that's an important thing when somebody is putting a few $1,000,000 or numbers, they'll put those numbers in front of you. They'll put numbers like $30 and $40 million in front of you just to see how you gonna move. You know, what are you willing to give up for this? And that's what this, and again, with access comes excess. And that little money that we think is like 30, 40 million, we think that's a lot of money, but man, these guys are, yo, man, they got cribs and boats that's worth that. Those are toys that's associated. So if you got a $40 million house, how much money do you have? You know what I'm saying? Now, again, you can be real fugazi with that too, and they'll give you these homes, and now you playing catch up, and every day you living your life just to pay that. No, I'm talking about the people that actually have it. So let's deal with the real stuff. The people that actually have it. If you got 40 million to spend on a yacht or a home, how much money do you actually have? So that's a lot of money. So the point is, if a person can have 40, there's a person that got 140. If there's 140, somebody got 240, then we get into the billions. You get what I'm saying? So the money, I'm saying that just to say, it's not about the money, because the money is limitless. There's always somebody else with a bigger house, a bigger car, and a bigger bank account. So that can't be what you're going for. You got to have your mind right and go for what's in your spirit. What are you looking for out of this? Be clear, because if you go to these places like LA and you're not clear with what you want, you're getting sucked into the dark side, because that's what they waiting for. They're waiting for you to not know what you want and have all this talent about yourself. Oh yeah, come on over here. We're gonna feed you. We're gonna feed you. It's gonna be excessive too. You know what I'm saying? Now that you got access and we welcomed you into the club. Now we finna open that back door and we finna show you a world that's darker than you will ever believe. And oh, it feel good, it tastes good, and it sound good, but it's not good for you. You know what I'm saying? So you just gotta have your mind right, because you will slip off into the darkness.